All right. Good morning. Good day. We're a little bit later here today, intentionally. Been hanging out and have a podcast here in an hour. So I wanted to go live here on Zoom to then put on YouTube, as I will continue to see the limitations of my very literal brain. Okay. It requires so many words to articulate. I say one thing, it means something else. I was just talking with Aaron about a song, and it's like those words come through my brain, and then I say them, and my words create my world. They have power, and I don't like saying words that don't have resonance and truth, and we're learning how to do that. I don't want to learn how to do that. I don't want to learn how to say things that aren't true. Like, that doesn't feel good, like a worthy pursuit. Either way, I was at this epiphany of, Jenna, if you just got ready before the call, it would take 3 minutes and they wouldn't have to watch you get ready every day. Why are you doing this? I was just popping into my brain. And so I'm in discovery of that. I live in how did I create it? I wrote the other day, HY, bear with me. HYDA. HYDA equals HYDE. And what that is, how you do anything is how you do everything. Just writing that out. There's also now. It's either now or never. It's only now and never. So there's a lot that's coming through there. I'm gonna let it go, walk away. Also in intention, Aaron had music playing. I told him I was gonna go live here. We're in the same room. He's just right over there. And it's wild what a white wall can do. With that, I had shared that you turn the music off. I was like, actually play the music because it's gonna be too far away. You're not gonna hear it. And there's something about dancing with that. And I'm really seeing this being more conversational. And there's something about just the mechanics behind it, which is much of what I'm up to now. Discovering myself, I talk into a camera, watch myself, study myself, and discover ways to improve and quote unquote ascend. It's more for me evolution and expansion, as this is part of what I call the expansion pack and learning how to be a content creator. Because I don't want to copy what I see out there, which is kind of something that I might get to today. We'll see. I might save it for an actual episode. I saw a post today. Intentionally is how it shows up, as I just was on social media and it was like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it just followed this little rabbit hole path that led me to a post someone did 18 hours ago. And then I've been in contemplation and discovery and have all these different conversations going around it. And I had really 4 solid questions that Sarah asked me. And I would say that feels better to talk about that now compared to the actual post. I do like to set context as those that are going to watch my content are geniuses. I'm just going to say that. I know that where I'm at right now in the way I don't make sense. If you are not embodied as a genius, you'll have zero desire to keep listening and you block me, ignore me, wish me the best, and just say, thank you, next. I'm not going to try to figure Jenna out. And thank God I have the gift of looking, feeling, and being like a genius, as it does help me overcome the perception of crazy that can get projected to. People are better at accepting the craziness of a genius if you can prove yourself to be a genius. And I think that's actually a quote. The distinction between genius and insanity is proof. So I will continue to collect proof. I actually saw this yesterday as a gift. That concept I was sharing of relative, subjective, and objective points of view, perspective. I really got to this place of our brain, our egoic structure, how we see it, needs objective truth. We need objective truth. We need objective truth. I'm just gonna say that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a beautiful gift. I'll say this so often to Aaron, just the gratitude I have over the challenge I get to have of making it make sense. And I mean, in many ways, it's what's getting activated in the post I saw today, talking about just this process. I mean, in summary, how I perceived it, my point of view, my relative or subjective, you'd have to, I don't remember which one, would be subjective view. This is not what he said. This is subjective view, my interpretation. Sorry I didn't hurt you. I wish I would have hurt you more. What was actually said, objective, we'll go to objective as it's 111 or 1111. Objective truth, what was actually said. I'm sorry for anything I'm not sorry for anything I've ever posted. I'm only sorry it wasn't more offensive. So I'm really seeing newly the aspect of relative, subjective, objective. Objective is Adam Machine posted, I'm not sorry for anything I've ever posted, ... I'm only sorry it wasn't more offensive. There's also more content that I'm not going to talk to yet. I'm just talking about my perception of that. And I see and get it in myself, as we always quote unquote do in the healer community. I'm out fighting with people on the internet all the time. I'm in many ways happy to poke the bear and see that there is something that needs to be stirred up and awakened in you, me, us. There's a fight, Gene Key 23. I'd have to figure it out. I don't have it memorized which one. It's not that one. It's, I think 25, universal love and acceptance. Again, don't quote me. I need to get these more factually seen in front of me. That's why I want to write something. So it's existence in front of me. Objective. And this challenge I have with Gene Keys, it's so complex. I'm like, where did I find that? Where does it go? I want to anchor into this concept of being a warrior of love. And you are quote unquote fighting a system and doing it in and from love. There is an aspect of you don't worry about hurting people when it is in service of the highest good. There's also wisdom to be applied. You just don't go out hurting people. And so I believe what he's doing makes perfect sense. I have no issue, qualm, or oppositional force in regards to him being him on the planet. I do have an intention and desire for those in my ecosystem and what we do and how we love, serve, and care for those in my ecosystem. And that's not something I'd ever say to you. And what I see where we're going, this universal truth fractal line experience, if I can't say it and you can say it, that's not a universal truth. If I have convictions that make that impossible to say, that's not a universal truth. That's your truth. And what I will say over and over again, my truth plus your truth gets us closer to the truth. So that's where I get so excited and why I would, in many ways, amplify and get excited for what he posted. This experience of thank you for posting that is it gave me the space to go full force with my truth. The challenge is if you continue to read, because of my activation, I would be defined as emotionally unintelligent. And so that's where I find myself. Do I continue to fully express, as I discovered in a conversation with Joey last night, this need for full self-expression, for the full spectrum of human emotion to be witnessed and seen and expressed, not being made bad or wrong. That's what it feels like, that whole becoming like children concept. It's what it feels like. Why can't I operate like it feels? That's where we're headed. And it is a privileged space. And that's what I will see in that post. I can't remember how many. Is like, I'll see the objective. That would be helpful. Okay, are you talking objective or subjective? Which is fascinating too, because like subject and whatever. So this is 300 likes, 12 shares, 19 hours. And so there is this momentum and popularity. And I love the world that we're creating where the first will be last, the last will be first. And I don't have to see that as a threat. That's an exciting experience. It's an exciting experience. It's an exciting experience. It's really exciting. I'm really excited. This is my excited face, can't you tell? This is also my trap and experience of quote unquote being autistic. I want so much to be so much soul. I so much want to be my soul. That's how it wants to be said. And the impact of self-expression in the current world is I go too excited. I'm perceived as manic. I say something too expressive. I'm mean. Except in his world, we want to keep being more mean. I won't be sorry I wasn't more mean. I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to walk away. It's not clear, and I'm happy to leave it at that. I'm going to keep coming back to what do I want? And I do see this is a post that I've done on We Are the Full Spectrum, the whole I Have a Dream, We Are the Full Spectrum speech. I haven't gone back to it. And when I wrote it, it was once again this, what can we all say in harmony together? What can we all agree on? That's kind of what I was talking about yesterday. What can we all agree on? And so I struggle and continue to quote, quote, struggle as I want to shift out of that this experience of I say this and I say this, and it's like this being stuck at the middle in pursuit, and what I'll continue to say in pursuit of getting out of the middle. I'm happy to be in the middle. I just want to get out of the middle because, as I believe, we are coming together as a collective consciousness, as in like groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, to test and create what could be seen as hive mind. Is just also with your full individual self-expression, your full filter, unfiltered, however you want to see it. The full expression is the fullest expression of you. What's in you, what comes alive in you. You are a living example. I mean, as I get always excited to bring scripture in, as it gives me more power in my voice, the living example concept. I don't want to bring scripture in. I would love to deconstruct it. And there's a verse that I use too that is essentially like, the further you are away from the truth, the more laws you need. I'd have to find the quote. That's how I remember it for me. In essence, I really see that too, the concept between objective, relative, and subjective, and really seeing what is formulating in the present moment as I speak out loud. This, is it actual fact, black and white? You can prove it with receipts. Is it the experience you had that you see as real and true for you? And in many ways going to be the essence as you interpret it. And or it can overlap with that. I just saw this the other day too. We can't see ourselves. So when I was on a Zoom call and someone took this action, I can show to the group or to the class, see, yes, no, that's exactly what they did. No one saw that. And now I can point to that. In personal experiences, when you're one-on-one relationship, someone could take action that they can never see themselves doing. And this could be even micro, it's just micro expressions. And then you're at the impact, and then you are, quote unquote, trying to point out what you saw, except that's not what they did or what they experienced. So there's this great divide, which most likely is titled in the bucket of narcissism, gaslighting, and continue to work to deconstruct that, as I believe it's the most destructive language, if not the most narcissistic thing that someone could say is calling someone a narcissist. I'm going to declare over you a definitive state that you can't get out of or heal from, even though you have not been equipped to exist in this. I was seeing this newly too, the leverage limitation, the beautiful gift, and my own embodied experience in this make it make sense world. If we're meant to reach the quote unquote lowest common denominator, or at least what I believe in my world, what my pursuit is, why would I not want to make it so mindlessly simple and easy to be consumed? Why would I need to translate it? I just see this gift of those who might be quote unquote avoiding healing right now, or the perception of avoiding healing, which in many ways is a circle that doesn't end, a cul-de-sac roundabout that you just get looped in. When you are in pursuit of healing, you'll never reach it. I believe there's a beautiful orchestration and balance between the both energies, as my brain does. This is the biochemical feedback that I love to see and get. And while no, it's not an objective reality that I can't point to this. In fact, hopefully I can find a brain monitor one day to show y'all whatever's happening in here. And for me, that is evidence, which we'll ask ChatGPT to confirm what that is. ChatGPT, I have the experience where part of my brain like has this like buzzing sensation, and I believe it is due to coharmony or harmonization between left and right hemispheres. In some ways, I feel like me telling you that is leading you, and I need data, stat, facts on objective reality when it comes to the harmonization of our brains and why it's important. And I also want to talk on that today. Okay, so this is actually the content I would love to create. I would love to be able to create where we just hang out and have a conversation, and I can teach you how to be a human and a genius. This is what I do. I don't know. I ask ChatGPT. I Google it. I don't know. And this is actually in human design too. If you push me hard enough when it comes to what I know, I'll fold. I don't actually know. I just know I found it somewhere and it's enough for me to hold on to build on. I don't have the ability to like, quote unquote, get to the bottom of it. And again, I will preach this message from the rooftops for eternity. The gift that everyone is when I hit a limitation. I'm gonna walk away from that for now. Okay, so objective reality of brain harmonization. Importance of harmonization between brain hemispheres. The enhanced cognitive function, the left hemisphere is typically associated with logical, analytical, and language-related tasks. The right hemisphere is linked to creativity, intuition, and spatial abilities. Harmonization leads to better problem solving and innovative thinking by integrating these diverse cognitive processes. You get improved emotional balance, Each hemisphere plays a role in processing emotions differently. Harmonization leads to achieving emotional stability and reliance by balancing these emotional responses, produce creativity and productivity. When both hemispheres work together, there's significant improvement in creative tasks. This balance can enhance productivity by leveraging both analytical and creative strengths. So if you lost me by now, like I can keep reading. I can post it somewhere. There's neuroplasticity studies that promote neuroplasticity, brain imaging, cognitive assessments, bilateral exercises. So it doesn't really answer my question at all. I'm done. I'm done tackling it for now. Okay, walk away. What else do I got? Happy Wednesday. What wants to be said is happy Monday. So if you're watching this on a Monday, thank you for being here. My heart was in a position to think about you outside of time and space. I have a handful of episodes with my friend, former friend, I don't know what world he lives in, Benjamin Connor. It was called Be and Me. And there's one where it was just like, my brain's like, happy Monday or happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I was like, it's not Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Why do I want to keep saying happy Tuesday? And someone that's in my world and someone who's been a longtime follower watched it on Tuesday. Like the one person who's going to watch my content, they ended up watching it on Tuesday. So there is this experience of just being in the sensational experience. Maybe I'll say that. The sensation of like, I feel like I want to say Monday. Why do I want to say Monday? I don't know. If you are here and you are part of the puzzle to help me understand why I want to say Monday, I would love to know. I'd love to hear. I'd love to see and play with that possibility, the concept of synchronicity. And yeah, which this morning I had this serendipitous is more what wants to come through or more what feels true. That's what's there. It's just I say what I feel and I use creative and explosive language to do so. I love shaking. What I want to say is the apple tree. I don't want to turn over the apple cart. In many ways, I can see the distinction there too. Wow, that's a huge distinction. So then the Adam O'Sheen conversation. We have people wanting to turn over the apple cart, where this person is going to work 9 to 5, making money and surviving inside of a system. They are simply got the apples and now they're going to sell them, whatever part of the supply chain they are. If they have apple trees, turning over their apple cart probably isn't the biggest deal. They got more trees, more apples. We're going to keep going. This was a loss today. If someone doesn't have an apple tree and they're not the connective source of their whole reality, this is a Kyle Cease concept too, you are left taking someone's livelihood away. So when us wanting to quote unquote shake the apple tree, disrupt the cart, you could literally, and if you literally know too, this person is declaring the impact of people, they have low emotional intelligence. So you know someone has a low emotional intelligence and you're going to harm them because you know they have a low emotional intelligence, you need to harm them to heal them. Not the world I want to be in. And much of what hits home for me, I was harmed on pursuit and journey of healing. I was harmed in a major way. I lost my entire life. So no, it's not just this innocent, blissful, let's go heal. You're uprooting biochemical pathways and structures. And what I see for myself as within, so without, if the inside of me is one way and the outside of me is another, and I am working on quantum healing, that has to regulate in my reality. And I just got to see that. And I just saw that in a new way. And now my brain is buzzing. It's like the light bulb going off for me. It's like, wow, I really felt the resonance of that. Like there's this pure alignment experience of like every cell has heard that in my body. There's a tone and a feeling of vibration that goes through. And thanks be to Jesus, for me, it's regulated and I can hold that now. It has been many, what feels like many years to get to the cognition and the embodiment to stand here and say this fully in like a way that can be consumed at a cadence and pace that isn't perceived as manic. Because for me, the holding of the reality that I have, I want to freak the frick out every day. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. We are the apple trees. And I didn't finish that concept. Like we are in harvest. We like the harvest is plenty. The workers are few. Like we just inherited an oak harvest is what wants to be said or what I'm feeling. Brain buzz. It's so much. And I believe this quote unquote the word I'm going to continue to say until we can find a better word, Kundalini energy, is coharmonious. It's what I believe is in the book of Acts, where a whole group of people awaken and the whole thing happens and they say they think they're drunk, but they're not drunk. And I had this experience too. I went out with two friends that are in this energy and we went to Mexican, no alcohol, and it was as if we were drunk. I would see this too, just for historical record. Are we recording? Yes, we are recording. That just had a moment of panic there. At a wedding, that it was a dry wedding and it felt like it wasn't. It felt like it was intoxication. And so there's so much there. And I will say for 10 years of wedding, like dry weddings are not ones you want to be a part of. They're not fun. And this one was fun. It was this experience. People were in the energy of intoxication in my experience. So that's also human design problem number 56. Intoxication, which is actually the low side is distraction. So human problem number 56, distraction, does talk about, is it that one? Intoxication. It's being intoxicated on love, the addiction to love, the addiction to goodness, the addiction to evolution to the highest, and being in pure fun, play, and creation. And there's this experience. If you're not in play, what actions are there for you today? As it is simply a present moment play. And that's not easy. I do not do fun play well at all. Like it is a vulnerability and a leap in my consciousness to go into play. It's so costly for me. I don't get it. It's so much safer to just be logical and make sense and be the biochemical product of society that just has the answers and knows how to speak and knows how to say and be the computer today. It's so much easier to be the computer today. And today, I'm just going to show up and keep speaking, as I do with every day. I don't have answers at all. I do have the sheets that I made yesterday. I don't have a photo of them. Or I do have a print of them, and I'm not going to grab them. The 64 problems and 64 answers. And I really saw that distinction too. Compared to trying to be the solution, I want to be the answer. And I haven't even formulated the distinction there. I just saw that. And this is actually the core of, I'm going to say we are the full spectrum. As much of what I'm wanting to do is formulate and distill out what is the landmark religious cult and that is my former consciousness, former experience in life. That's the thing too, like that word is not embodied yet in much of what real life whole life is. I'm going to say this word and this is what makes sense to me. And then I say it, I'm like, oh, that awareness hits. Oh, we're working on not saying those words. We're working on saying words that work. And that's what I've been doing since 2020, the linguistic shifts. I say the word real life. Oh, that doesn't feel good. How can I upgrade and elevate that? And I'm always in that evolving language. I'm saying it, correcting it. And it can feel like an English teacher at times. And when, for me, I know the power that is in my world with my words, that if I say the right linguistic sentence, I can unlock a whole experience with someone. If I say a different linguistic experience, I can completely shut down the opportunity of speaking to that person ever again. And so I get in limbo land of putting together the right sentence in my brain and lose my self-expression. And so for me, it is a balance of both. It's the ability to run, play, fun, have bliss, which is linguistically puking as much as I can out, and then seeing it, watching it, cleaning it up, and writing really profound language sentences. I saw it last night too in the movie Ford versus Ferrari. At the very end, if you haven't watched the movie, it's one of my favorites. At the very end, he has a tool and he's like, words are hard and tools fix things, and like the distinction there. And what I really saw was the words that I work on and what I create, the sentences I create, the questions I create are literal tools for me. They are what unlocks a locked brain. If I write the right question and I say the right answer, as I'm asking my body the question, I can unlock a whole different reality. And that has been my personal experience and what I'm trying to translate. The thing is, this is discovered out loud in the present moment. So I've got what I've got today. This is the best I've got. I'm giving you my best. This is it. This is my best. The thing is, you are giving your best today too. You are the best you'll ever be today. I promise you that. If you're in my space, you work every single day to overcome, evolve, and have the best experience on the planet. So if you're doing that, If you're in constant pursuit of that, you are the best you've ever been. There's no way you can't be. You might not feel like it, and that's the process, and you're being in it and you're doing it because you're feeling the process fully. So you're literally in the evidence of it, just not having the mirror in front of you to see it. So once again, we come back to this concept of objective truth, objective reality. This is what I see and what we get to create to each other and together. And I believe is much of what I've been crying out for. I had such a mystical, wild, beyond word experience. That's funny. World experience. I need objective fact that I'm not crazy. I need objective fact that I make sense here, that I need objective fact. And when I go into a room and I just speak, which is what it feels like on social media, and I get no feedback, and the only feedback I get is criticism of how bad, broken, and wrong I am, and what I can be doing better, and how I'm this, and how I'm that, and if I did that, and if I did this, and if blah, 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 go on and on and on. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm barely moving at it as it is, like snail's pace. And it's like the biggest foot just gets pressed down in front of me and like creates a huge divot. And I'm like, the shortest path is a straight line, and you just put a 10-foot divot in my little path. So now I have to go 10 foot down, 10 foot over, 10 foot up to just simply go 10 foot. And to go twice, 3 times the amount of energy it would take if it just wasn't that way. As I speak that out now, I just see that is the quote unquote human neurodivergent spiritual awakening experience. Said spiritual awakening, someone stomped on the ground and sent the snail flying into a tree. So you got to go like 10,000 years forward. And that's what I want to avoid in so many ways with people today. It's already going to be hard. You're already going to be working against yourself to move forward. And you get trapped in that round and round and round into that whole freaking thing. And so why make it more challenging than it needs to be? And that's what I want to literally create the antidote, the solution, these tools of language and linguistics that is like, oh, you're here, apply this. Turn this. These are the words that unlock this. Brain is fuzzy. So I feel complete. I feel right where I need to be today. And that is a biochemical reaction feeling I'm having. So I have much to celebrate. And I know cognitively every day prior that is true. I just haven't had that experience. And that's that biochemical biofeedback that we are creating with each other online. And so for me, it took 2,000 years is what it feels like to get here. And I'm just fighting for the objective reality that what I believe is true is actually true. Because it's not true if I just say this. This is an experience I had the other day too. The same Gene Key, I believe, from that reading, I really came up with this concept of we are legends, because it says anyone who hits acidic frequency is a legend. And then I was like, I am a legend, except I can't go declare I'm a legend out there because they won't receive that. Or they'll be like, yes, you're a legend, and I'm going to stay over here. You go over there because you're a legend, and I'm not a legend because they don't see it about themselves. So what's there is to change the linguistic shift into we are legends. And when you see that, hear that, feel that, it is so different. So if I say I'm a legend, you're going to have one experience. If I say we are legends, you have a different experience. I get angry because I want to declare it for myself at the top of my lungs as loud as I can. I want to just declare I'm a legend and just be so happy and excited about that. The challenge is in my declaration of that, I feel like I also need to hold your hand in that. My stomach wants to move some energy, or sacral, solar, I don't know. Anyways, the middle of me has some feels. Either way, in the pursuit of that, for me, I get angsty because I'm like, you're not validating me. I want validation. I want you to validate me that it says you are a legend, because that's technically what I'm doing. I'm saying I am a legend while also saying you are a legend by saying we are legends. I'm having to say both. You are wanting me to validate you when you don't believe it's true for yourself. And I don't have anyone fueling my fire behind the stage, making me feel like a legend, like a hero, like all the good things we want to feel. I don't have anyone fanning my flame telling me how amazing I am today. And I don't want that either. So that's where I get misunderstood. I don't want that either. I don't want to be fanned and flamed. Why I say that too is it doesn't help me to be on a pedestal. It does no good. I do not accomplish my mission being on a pedestal. It's just another thing that I've got to like climb down from. I'm trying to get this experience of all of us. We are us. All of us, all of us, all of us. I want to be it's all of us. I'm having an experience of all of us. For me, in my personal experience, I can feel all y'all's energy, and you show up and talk at me, and I have this person, this person, this person. It's just this massive network. that lives inside of my brain and my body is a real thing. It is all of us to me. It is all of us or none of us, over and over again. I don't have an option to do none of us. It's the whole God leaves the 99 to find the one. There's no non-pursuit. If you know me and you live in my consciousness, I'm in pursuit of you at your fullest, no matter what you do or say to me. That's not going to even Adam O'Sheen. He's hit my radar. I'm aware of him. I'm going to want his highest no matter what. I'm going to want to lean in and have the conversation every single time. I'm never not going to. How could I turn down a quote unquote fight? How could I turn down meeting with someone that has done the work that is the quote unquote apple tree or orchard tree, who's just simply in town being a bully? Why would you not want to be the most effective you can possibly be? So I feel like that's all that's there for me. As Benjamin Free Soul said to me today, because we were gonna do a podcast. He's at a pub, and he was like, "Let's do tomorrow." I was like, "Okay, great." And he's like, "Yeah, we're wanting to eat lunch here and not have a Kundalini awakening, something like that. We're trying to eat and not have a Kundalini awakening." And I really, 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 really felt that. We're just trying to eat and have fun and function today. I'm just trying to take my apple cart to the store and try to make $1. Even though we're selling them for $10 at the store, I'm going to try to make $1. I don't need you sitting on my apple cart harassing me along the way. I'm here with those who are on the field, who are in the game, who are playing it real time. I'm still trying to formulate that as to a concept. I'm just last night discovered the new Netflix documentary movie award nominated thing, Emmy Award thing, Three Body Problem. I don't like it at all. I feel like it's absolutely terrible. And there's something there in the premise of it that's giving my mind something to formulate on, an objective reality that is giving me something to chew on, which again is overwhelming to me as it literally talks about the I Ching and the format of it in the game. The three body problem. Like, what the fuck? That's for me in my personal experience. My mind creates my world, my subconscious, it's in manifested form in front of me. Like, of course I would have that in my world. Of course I would see that. Of course that would exist. And what's there is like, that's not very good. So obviously it could be better. So not my brain. I still have some work to do to get my consciousness clear to a state where I can have the perfect, good, true experience out there that I know is mine to be having, that I know is my quote unquote metaverse option. I just, I hate it because there's not an objective reality for quantum physics. And I also love it because I like to say, I'm like Albert Einstein, except I'm a woman, so I'll figure it out. That one was fun because normally I say it so no one can hear me. We're all like Albert Einstein. We're just not Albert Einstein. Just the honor, privilege reference to be that human. And also the fact that we just pin everything on Albert Einstein. It's just like everything's his fault, his reasoning. Like if we say quantum physics, it's Albert Einstein. And I'm here to always do a nod to Jesus, who literally said, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, it will move mountains, I think it was. That's quantum physics. So as long as both are attributed to, I can handle it. Just none of us without all of us have played a part and a role towards the evolution of existence. That's the most real universal thing to me. So in the pursuit of objective reality, universally, we all can agree to this. This is what I got today. I'm just going to get better. And this is my best. So thank you for showing up with your best. You've got this. This was the divinely aligned thing. I think I might have mentioned it. Serendipitous. Woke up this morning, was a little colder than normal. Wanting to be more cozy. And I had for some reason closed the bathroom door. And I was like, why did I do that? And so I didn't want to open it again to go get a sweatshirt. And so with that, the limitation was there was a jacket that I wouldn't normally wear in the little hallway thing. And so I picked it up, put it on, and then put my hands in my pocket, and it had this, you got this. And so for me, I like to live with my life in as much order as possible. And so there is an experience of when there is something out of place, it's like I left it for myself, for my future self. And this experience of that, I mean, you could even just do it if you don't have things in order. That's like, oh, thank you past self for leaving this for my future self to deal with this right now. Thank you. You're so thoughtful that you would make me work more in the future because you were taking on a lot before and you didn't have the capacity to do the work. And now I do. So thank you. So being able to really bring this home and hone the present moment of past and present all melded into one. And I will say for myself how hard and challenging it has been to come from a religious conditioned literal brain into a spiritual can't make sense of reality. I wish that on nobody ever. And as I see this, you've got this. What I am giving my life in pursuit of is to translate the inevitable so that we don't have people that are ostracized from society because they can't make sense of the words that are not like, there's not words. There's not words for my experience. So I'm giving you the best that I got. And even at that, it's never going to be good enough because it's always going to fall short. Words are always going to fall short. And it's just, again, that Ford and Ferrari thing. Words are really fucking difficult, especially if you haven't used them or know how to speak about what you're feeling because it's beyond language. We don't have a common universal language for our experience. And when you say or do the wrong thing and hurt people because of the words you say that are just authentically true, it's very dangerous to speak freely because you can literally harm the people you love the most. And we're only and always doing our best. So again, that's what's there for me. I'll say that for eternity, round and round and round. I think that's all I got. Pace, love, happiness. I want to say big love, happiness. I just say what feels good and the words fall out of my mouth. Thanks for being here. More to come, as always. I don't have answers. Podcast with Craig here at top of the hour. Creator Club at 1. This is the game is what I wanted to say there. This is the game. I don't know what it is though. So help me, help me, help me, help me help you. Let's play the game. What is the game? What is our game? What are we playing? What are we doing here? Playing the game of life. No. I've got 99 problems. I no longer have 99 problems because I only found that there's 64 of them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do want to collapse 64 down to like 3. And that's not what's there for me. Peace, love, happiness.